Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I extend a great birthday greetings to Ms. Councilwoman Adelka Spano and to the dignitaries of the St. Statia's and Mr. Charles Lindo. I thank you for being here. Welcome, Monsieur. My name is Ives M. Daniel, and my subject today will be discovering who you are. It focuses on the right people being in the right places, those who were cut out to be entrepreneurs, to be the best they can be, and those who were cast out to be 9-to-5 workers can also be the best they can be. A matter of distinguishing what your role is in society. This morning, we want to take time out to look at sand that we see so vaguely as something that is so very simple. When placed under the microscope, sand has a different look to it. There are different shades, different colors, different sizes. We want to equate the different citizens of community to the different grains of sand that we find in every society. Those same grains of sand are used and put together to compile blocks that build houses. If we were to consider a house a business, we would revert to calling blocks the different people and the different functions that they hold within that business. And we would refer to the columns as the supervisors, the managers, or the very prominent employees who may pass as 9-to-5 workers, but in reality, they keep the business going. In other words, I'm trying to say is, we are not saying that entrepreneurs are better than the 9-to-5 workers. We are saying that they are all equal in the circle of life, what pertains to business. A leader, a supervisor, a manager cannot run a business by him or herself. He needs time to see the bigger picture. Let's look at the components of each block. A block contains sand, water, and cement. As we mentioned earlier, we call the sand people, but I want to refer to water as discipline. When we hear the word discipline, we hear something very stable, strong, permanent. But if we look at society and how it is established, if you want to reach anywhere, there are obstacles. You have drug abuse, you have domestic violence, you have bad influences, perhaps even bad parenting. These are things that are inevitable. You are not able to move them around as you would like to. So the reality is, the discipline that you acquire will have to learn how to flow through these obstacles in life. And for that reason, we refer to water as discipline. Cement. Cement keeps the sand together and strengthens it in order to keep the building aloft. But cement, we will refer to as good leadership, which is acquired in a good parental upbringing. To those who didn't have good parental upbringing, it is no excuse. There's good mentorship, and there's the power to be who you decide to be. So when you combine people with good discipline and good upbringing, you get prominent citizens of society who will fit into prominent places that will make a significant difference. Blocks are the majority and the consistent silent partner of each community. But through many blocks lies a strong piece of steel. To each of you who are 9-to-5 workers, you may carry that piece of steel that it entails to make a business thrive despite the obstacles they may have. Columns. Every employee can be a column and should aim to be a column. While the blocks keep the structure covered, the columns keep the strength of the building aloft. I'm sure Mr. Lee here, being a contractor, is familiar with it. If you don't place columns in the right places, your building will collapse eventually. In a business, we need strong people. If you don't get a place or the name of supervisor or manager, and you are a good employee, you are more powerful than the strongest column. finding yourself. If you were cut out to be a 9-to-5 worker and you were placed in a position of management or entrepreneurship, you will crumble under the pressure. I'm sure businessmen here know it's not easy in the business world. If you don't have it, there's nowhere to turn to. There's no salary coming in at the end of the month. Some of you will need that security. There are some of you now who get bored. You see so many opportunities in life, how to make money. I'm sure this lady here, I'm sure you were the daughter of Mazinga gift shop, am I correct? I'm sure you could never work a 9-to-5 job. It will cripple you. You will feel trapped with all the money you could be making with bigger ideas than if you were to be stuck at one place. So it's not that a 9-to-5 worker is bad or better, or being an entrepreneur is better. It is what is your role. I'm sure you can also say that you need a 9-to-5 worker. You need someone reliable who you can count on. Exactly. So that's what we're pointing out here today. So we must find our place and what our role is. Now you can be the best leader in the world. You can have all the best ideas, but if you do not have anyone to carry it out, you have nothing. But the truth of the matter is, a roof itself is not a building. A roof doesn't have the strength to be the building. You need those 9-to-5 persons. But the roof is the covering of the building. Because without any covering over a building, it will eventually become a ruin. As a matter of fact, it can be deemed a ruin from the very beginning without a roof. Now this workshop is called an entrepreneur workshop, but I would like to distinguish the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. A businessman's goal is to make money. You will notice a businessman can have a variety of businesses. He can have a jet ski rental one place, he can have a supermarket another place, he can have a hotel another place. As long as it brings in money, he is happy, and that is his passion, and that is good. So I will refer to the entrepreneur, to the businessman, as a zinc roof, which is not as solid as a concrete roof. An entrepreneur now, he has it more difficult. He wants to make money doing what he decides to do. But in order to do so, he will need stepping stones. He needs something to keep money flowing whilst he pursues his dream. And I'm sure entrepreneurs can say, find a job doing what you love, and you will never work a day in your life. Now, let us look at the economic value of tourism. I created a chart. It is a very ugly chart, but it's a chart nonetheless. I'm missing one. I think on the corner I should have put New Star. Because tourism isn't only about pleasure visit, it's also business visiting. And I must commend our government here on Statia and the leaders of New Star for opening another revenue of tourism for the island. I think many have profited from this business. And I would like to take them up to ask you all to give a round of applause for the business that has been brought here from New Star. If you look under that chart of tourism, you will see there's a hotel. Next to the hotel, there's a cleaning company. We are looking at someone who owns a cleaning company can be hired by a hotel to clean its premises. That is a separate business that comes out of the hotel industry. You also can see on the right-hand side, water sports activities. Someone owning a water sport company, he's a fitness instructor. He opens his own business, it benefits directly from the hotel. Those who reach to the island and they say, we don't want anyone going in and out of our rooms, we want to cook our own food, they go to a guest house. Under those guest houses, we will notice the supermarket benefits from the guest house. It's very small, but it's there. Because those folks who reside at the guest house will go to the supermarket for food. Underneath, we can see where the car rental will benefit from both the hotel and the guest house. We look at the water sports that will benefit from them both. And one would never find any association with an accounting firm. But both the hotel, the travel agencies, the guest house, the supermarket, the jet ski rental owner, the cleaning company owner, the fitness expert, they all need someone to do their books. So we can see a little chain connection here that comes down from a very simple thing as tourism. Today's theme is entitled investment. And most people think when it comes to investment, it is about having money to invest. I would like to let you know that I opened my new enterprises with a $45 printer that took over the work on the island in a very prominent way. That is how it began. And it began because I took time out to think. To those of you who at home and think you do not have a job, take that extra room that you have, turn it into an office, set up the right environment. How many of you need to go to the beach by yourself or go to a solitary area in order to clear your head? And when you leave, you find the answer to your questions. How many of you? Any hands? Okay. Well, it's for that reason, the most important investment to make into your business is time. And when you're busy, when you're finished taking that time out to think, get up and execute. Go and do what you thought about. Many of you wake up in the mornings with a nice, brilliant idea. By the time you reach in the middle of the day, you decide to take a reality check and say it cannot be done. But that is the very concept that you're supposed to follow through with. So I would advise Mr. Lindo today, who's head of the Tourism Foundation. Tourism, if the roof is the leaders of the businessmen, tourism is like the clouds in the sky. The magnitude of work that you can bring to businesses is based on how successful you do with bringing tourists to this island and acquiring from the benefits being here. If tourism is the cloud, I would say government is the sky. You need to provide the resources that Mr. Lindo needs in order for him to provide the turnover that the businessmen and the employees need in order to thrive. Everything is a chain connection. I would like to advise and encourage everyone to take time out, find a solitary place, look at the big picture, look at what needs to be done, look at what is missing. It isn't about becoming complacent with your job and making a good salary. It is about making a difference. And we want everyone to follow that chain of command by taking first time out to think, to put your focus on what is priority, what needs to be done. Look at all the obstacles. We can give some ideas. It was mentioned it is important to have something to sell, something to give. But if we go through the skills of marketing, we will realize that marketing, the success that one acquires in business has less to do with your product than it does have to do with marketing. Your marketing skills and the way how you put out to get things done is more important than the product that you have to sell. So it doesn't matter Statia doesn't have the best beaches. It doesn't matter that whatever you have here, that you make use of it and market it. Thank you for listening.